All right, y'all, what's going on? Welcome back to another episode of hashtag CB99 Talks, episode 156. All right, y'all, we back again with some more WMMA talk. Feel like it's been a minute again, man. I mean, it's only been like 5 days, but 4 or 5 days. But what's going on, y'all? Back to talk about some action that took place this past weekend, and of course, we got some PFL fights coming up this Thursday. I'm looking forward to a couple of them. Well, I'm gonna say a couple of them. I want to see how this thing turns out. But yeah, this past weekend had some PFL action going down, and then you had what we had three UFC fights. I had to put this picture up here, y'all. I mean, she made that face, so I had to put that picture up here. What's up, y'all? Mark said, "Look at Tomar. Look like she stepped on a nail up in there, man." Zay returns. What's up, man? I know he asked the other day when I was going live. I was gonna try to go yesterday, man, but I was too busy, man, and I was on an 8-hour drive. I said, nah, man, I ain't gonna be able to do it. When I got back home, I was tired, man. I was tired. So I had to, yeah, had to regroup today and say, yeah, let me get on today, man. But good to see y'all. Good to see some of y'all back up in here. Zama said he didn't even watch that fight. Heard it was controversial. I really wouldn't say it was controversial. It wasn't controversial. It just depends on what the judges were looking at in this fight. I can't say it was a robbery or anything like that. I mean, I know that headshots should be scored more, but in Tumar's case, if you're throwing a lot of kicks and you staying active off the back foot, I mean, what can you do? It was kind of like the Marina Yan Zhanan fight. To each their own. To me, that's how I see it. Well, in that fight, I do kind of feel like Yan Zhanan did win it with her pressure. You know what I mean? Like I felt like she did win that fight, but again, it just really depends on what you look at, And yeah, we didn't get no finishes with WMMA, but we got plenty of splits, man. We got a bunch of split decisions to make people argue, but I really ain't gonna argue with any of them. Really, like I can't argue with any of them. I can honestly say the Montana Andrea Lee fight, that was probably the number one that wasn't a split. That really wasn't a split to me. Zay returns. No, he's not talking about Valentina Shevchenko. He's talking about he's talking about what's her name? Valentina Schizzito, the Italian fighter. Paul, what's up, man? Paul said, Como, I bought the cheapest Louisville ticket. Let's just say I made my way down to the floor for the main card. Hey, man, good for you, man. I'm glad you got a chance to make. How was this card, man? How was it? Was it better than the previous card as far as atmosphere? Did you meet anybody again, Paul? What's up, man? How was the card? Before we get to talking, let's see what Paul got to say. Like, how was the fight, man? How was the overall atmosphere in this one? All right. Paul said I got to meet and get a picture with Chris Curtis and Valentina. So epic. I couldn't wait to tell you. Oh, cool, man. All right. You can't man, you just can't take a picture of Valentina and not put it as your profile, man. Come on now. Come on, man. You're supposed to have that as your profile right now. You're supposed to be rubbing that in on all of us now, man. I don't know if you got an Instagram or what, man, but you got to rub that in, Paul. You said it was awesome. So many finishes on the main card. Yeah, there was a lot of finishes. There was a controversial main event, right? That was kind of a killer for me. I mean, maybe it was a little bit more action packed in person, but to me, it was kind of a killer, man. Just seeing Cannonier not get a full chance to recover. To me, yeah, Paul, man, you gotta put that Valentina picture as a. He said, "Oh, good idea. Only downside is she has her eyes closed." Oh man, she got her eyes closed in the picture. We'll put the Lauren Murphy picture. I don't care, man. Whichever one. All right, man. So yeah, we had an interesting night of fights, man. PFL was good. I think PFL started like early afternoon. I had stuff going on. I was on a little vacation, and I was actually on vacation. Catching little glimpses of fights here and there because even when I'm on vacation, like fights are still a getaway from me. You know what I mean? Like watching fights and combat sports, it's not like I need to take a break from watching that because it's like a movie to me. You know, they're like movies. So even when I'm on the go, I'm still paying attention. You know what I mean? I'm still going back and looking at the fights. So, and I can't help it when Marcus or BJ are hitting me with updates. You know, it's when they hit me with updates, I gotta stop and look. You know what I mean? Like when I'm doing something, I'm like, oh snap, somebody getting their behind whoop. I gotta look. You know, or when I hear like something going down, they send me a message. I'm like, oh man, let me stop for a second, look what's going on. But you know, that's just how it is. You know, so I don't see fights as like as a as a distraction. I still gotta watch. I don't care where I'm at, conventions, weddings, whatever. It's it's still it's still fun like that. You know, every now and then, yeah, I will take a break from them. Like if I'm at the beach, of course. Like if I'm in the mountains or somewhere, like just trying to clear my head, I will like put away the fights for a while. I will put away any type of phone or laptop that I can get to it. You know, so yeah. Um, yeah, UFC and PFL, if they united, that would be good. Zay said they're terrible at matchmaking. Yeah, we're gonna talk a little bit about that tonight because Thursday is the fight night card. Just so you know, Zay, you know, Tyler Santos and all of these fighters, Jenna Bishop, they return. So yeah. All right. But yeah, let me look at the PFL Europe card. I will say this, y'all. Look, PFL, they actually got the right idea with their tournament. I don't know about y'all, but their tournament looks to make a little bit more sense. Like the PFL Europe flyweight tournament, it looks like theirs is making sense because they actually have the brackets right there. Winner is facing the winner. I mean, have y'all noticed that? Winner faces winner in the I don't understand why America's not getting theirs right. Like it's the same company, PFL. Like, why is PFL Europe got their tournament on lock, but the one we got over here ain't making no sense? You know, they got it set up just like that too. It's like a tournament. You know, boom, winner of this fight moves on. Winner of this fight advances, and then winner versus winner, right? So we have some good fights. Let me go through these women's fights here real quick. I'm looking at the schedule here. You have, yeah, this chick right here, Paulina Winuska versus D Begley. Ooh, man, if y'all missed that fight, Paulina Winuska, it's this girl right here on the left side, because you know this is Chanel Dyer, and this right here is Savannah Marshall. But this Paulina Winuska versus D Begley fight, man, this right here. Now this is how you get a knockout, man. I mean, we only 6 months deep into the year. I'm gonna say only, but we're halfway through the new year, right? And we're getting some pretty good WMMA knockouts, and they ain't all coming from the UFC, man. Like this girl right here, you know, she was dealing with pressure. D Begley, you know, a strong D Begley that's coming forward, trying to trade, trying to clinch, get it to the ground. Paulina, man, this girl got some serious striking right here, man. And man, that right hand that she knocked D Begley out with in the second round, vicious, man, vicious. Mark said a lot of prospects over there in the PFL Europe. Yeah, man, these girls over here look sharp. Like I rarely see a lot of, you know, I won't say rarely. Well, yeah, I will. I'll say I don't see too many girls throw these right hands like this. I mean, that right hand that she threw that put D Begley out, or you know, almost out, put her down, and referee had to stop it. That thing was sharp, man. This girl's only 3-0, but you know, her striking is looking sharp. Tall for the division. You know, she young. Paulina's like 25, 5'6", almost like a 69-inch reach. She's, you know, real long for the division. And you know, that right hand that she put down was powerful, man. So yeah, this girl right here got some. I got my eyes on her. You know, she only 3-0. She only 3-0, but you know, eventually we'll see her catch up. I won't try to put her up in there with somebody 11-0 like Dakota yet, but yeah, like I think, you know, now that we see somebody like this and Chanel Dyer, they got competition on their level. You know, there's no way the PFL can try to avoid a fight like that, you know. So And they're gonna want it. The fans want it. I want it already. Yeah, I want to see Paulina and Chanel, Marcus. Let me see. D Begley's now 4-6. I hope she can bounce back too. I know she was supposed to fight Dakota a while back, but the fight got canceled. But at 4-6, D Begley, she gotta bounce back. She's on a 4-fight losing streak, man. She lost to Lizzie Gevers in the past. She lost to Kate Bassick, Christina Williams, and Invicta. Hopefully she can get it back together, man. Cause I like D Begley too. She's scrappy. She's tough. As they said, it should have been her and Lizzie. Oh, okay. All right, let me see that fight. Oh, hold on. There's one more between there. Yeah, Valentina Scatsizi versus Marie Lasoil. That fight, it wasn't really like, Valentina, I expected her to do that. She was fighting a 43-year-old opponent, and that's no knock to her. I give Marie a lot of credit for still fighting at that age. She's 43 years old and she's still getting into fight shape. But when you're dealing with, a little pressure fighter that's throwing a lot of volume, that's only 28 years old, and Valentina Scatsizi, it's really hard to see her get tested. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if that was you, Marcus, but just me, Marcus, but the Valentina Scatsizi fight, good win. I mean, I'm glad she won, but it really wasn't like as impressive as knocking out D Begley. I'm just saying, like, I can't help it. That's just how I feel. But she got the victory. She moves on. She was fighting Marie, who was long, tough, throwing some long kicks, but a lot of it was telegraphed. So, I could just see Valentina going in there and doing what she do, throwing the volume and just putting on a lot of pressure, getting on the inside of the reach. Strong fighter she is. She is strong. So I give her that. But as she moves on, she's gonna have to work on her defense too. Yeah, doing a lot of clinching too. Yeah, doing a lot of clinching on the cage, which I know she's a tall fighter, but it would have been nice to see her get some takedowns. Zay returns. He said low key. Oh man, he said she was struggling a little bit. Like, to me, she should have been taking this fight to the ground. She won't be worried about the range. Get her to the ground, get her down, and ground and pound. Get this girl out of there. Now that's another thing people gonna look at. They're gonna say, "Oh, you fighting somebody 43? You need to get them out of there, right?" But hey, we'll see, man. We'll see. We'll see as she advances on. I need to pull up the bracket here. Unless Marcus got it up. Let me know if you got that bracket up, Marcus. I want to know who's facing who. I ain't got it in front of me. Carolina Wajcik gets a unanimous decision over Lisa Gevers. I gotta watch this one again, man. Zay, how did this one go? You said that Lisa Gevers actually won the fight. You feel like she did enough to win? I mean, they got it across the board, man. They got it across the board as unanimous decision. So let me see. Lizzie Gevers, she's fought Valentina Scatsizi in the past too. She lost to her. She beat D Begley before. Okay, there it is. Yeah, Carolina Wajcik. Yeah, man. Carolina Wajcik, to me, she's always been one of them little pressure fighters too, one of them volume fighters that you can just neutralize. I always thought she was a strawweight. She's real short and not really like heavy or stocky, so I did kind of favor Lizzie Gevers in this fight. Lizzie's got more size, to me, has more size on her, and I thought would have had a better reach it. And when we call it reach advantage, be able to use her reach on her. She's like 5'7". She's long flyweight. So I'm gonna go back and look at that fight. Zama said if Gevers is struggling against a weak notice strawweight, I couldn't care less about a decision. Yeah, that too. Like, I didn't even get a chance to watch the fight, but from what I'm seeing, if a 5'7" big flyweight struggles with somebody I think is a strawweight, the 5'2" small Carolina Wajcik is small, man. I mean, she was fighting Cheyenne Bays a few years back, right? And fighting Danny McCormick. Danny McCormick submitted her, right? Danny McCormick submitted her. So now I'm looking like, Gevers, man, like, I thought Gevers should put her up out of there, man. Somebody that long and tall. That's why I don't call it a reach advantage. BJ, what's up, man? That's why I don't call it a reach advantage, man, just because you're long. If you don't know how to use it. Robot Chickens, what's up, man? He said Con was always positive for Street to catch live streams. Thanks, man. Paul Denise is underrated. Yeah, I don't know, man. Gebbers, I'm gonna go back and look at that one. I just want to go back and see that performance. That was the one I missed. Now I look at the map out here. Let me see who else you got. PFL Europe 2. So moving on though, man. Chanel Dyer versus Mariam Torcanova. This girl right here, man, she was trying to start some beef. I mean, she was trying to shove Chanel Dyer, man, at the face off. I already knew right there when she was trying to shove, man. I was like, oh, look at this girl. She's trying to start trouble. She might be worried, man. But hey, Chanel Dyer, she went in there and handled business, man. And that's why I like to see in a fighter, man. Like, they go in there, you go in there and you take control, man. And that's what I see in Chanel Dyer, you know, still growing. You know, she's still growing. Still need to see a little bit more as far as like her fighting like a tough grappler. But for the most part, I mean, she doing like Dakota Chiva is with her opponents. You know, she getting finished. She going in there. She handling business. And she did the same thing in this fight. 1 round head kick knockout, man. Now that was a good highlight. I mean, this girl already got highlights, man. Like there was a highlight a little while back. You know, it was her first fight. It was her first fight in MMA, and she got a spinning back fist. Now that was like highlight knockout. That was like last year, but that was impressive. But this one here, I like how she was, you know, throwing combinations, and you know, she was throwing a couple right hands to the head, and then she was just using that right hand to mask the head kick coming. You know, she attacked the body a little bit while Mariam was against the cage. She stuck a right hand out, then boom, she just let that right head kick flow, and boom, she knocked her out, man. That was impressive. I was impressed with that. Chanel Dyer will fight Valentina Scattizzi next. Oh yeah, I got Chanel Dyer by probably knockout in that fight. That's only if Dyer doesn't know how to get out of the clinches, which I know she does. She's gonna be using like a Muay Thai clinch to break Scattizzi's clinch to try to slow it down, and she might get caught as far as, you know, when she's throwing them combinations. She's trying to, you know, trying to throw a high volume to overwhelm you. She might get caught by Chanel Dyer. That's how I see it going. That's how I see it going early on. But yeah, overall the card wasn't bad. I mean, the women, you know, they were coming through. The men's fights weren't bad either. But we had the main event: Savannah Marshall taking on Morella Vargas. And this is what it was. I mean, you're not gonna see Savannah Marshall going in there with a level of what is her name? A Marina Mahatnika or anything like that. You know, they ain't gonna put her in there with somebody with that much experience yet, like her Aspen lad. She ain't gonna be fighting girls like that. This fight here was actually at 160. This fight was actually at 160, man. So it's really hard to see somebody like Savannah Marshall coming down to 145 or anything like that. She'll probably be fighting like at lightweight or between this 155 and 160, you know. Because, you know, she is a big woman. She ain't gonna be able to get down to them weights. You know, they're gonna have to make it like 155 or something at some point when it's for the PFL belt, right? She's like another Megan Anderson as far as her size, right? Morella Vargas, in the beginning, it made it look like it's going to start to be some type of troublesome MMA fight. You know, there were some moments that look like, oh, okay, she might try this, she might try that, but she didn't even really do anything like Brittany Elkin to me. Like, you know, Brittany Elkin, when she fought Clarissa, at least, you know, she went in and tried to get the fight to the ground. You know, she actually looked like she wanted to get it down and try to school Clarissa a little bit. This fight here, it was just like, you know, some scary, not scary, but shaky moments. But as soon as Savannah was able to land shots like this left hand, and really just put all thoughts of takedowns out of the way, she turned into a boxer in there. You know what I mean? Like, she just turned into a boxer and just started letting the combinations fly until she put this girl out of there. So that's just what it is. You know, you got to build up you got to build it up. You got to build up the potential for, you know, what it is. This ain't gonna be like some long run, I think, for Savannah Marshall, where you're gonna see her go to the UFC. Maybe, I don't know, but I think this is more so of just building up the rivalry between her and her rival, Clarissa Shields. You know, they already there. You know, they already were in the cage together. They're already meeting up again and not really talking trash like before, but they know what it is at this point. You know, Savannah Marshall, she's not too far off from Clarissa Shields level, so they want to make that fight happen, right? So Savannah Marshall did what she had to do in this fight. We're gonna move on from here, and I don't even think it's about really building her up against grapplers or anything like that. You know, I think it's just about her getting to a good point where she can maybe utilize different things like kicks or like even like her movement striking to a level to make it a little bit more interesting than the boxing match was. Like Clarissa outclassed her in boxing, right? So they want to see what they can learn to maybe neutralize Clarissa, maybe choke her out this time. Like I can see the Savannah Marshall, like Savannah Marshall probably, like if I can't knock Clarissa out, I want to choke her out. I can see Savannah Marshall probably trying to, you know, really, really get into that BJJ. You know, she used to do jujitsu from my understanding, right? She used to do jujitsu, but now boxing became her love, so she got to really go back to it. I don't know if she ever got a degree as far as like, you know, orange belt or whatever, but yeah, I think that's all it is. It was a money grab. I'm gonna build it up, and I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it because it's gonna be interesting. Paul, what's not Paul, but oh yeah, there you go. G Frame, what's up, man? Oh, Paul, yeah, okay. Paul changed the picture, y'all. Let's see. He's all right. Check out the new picture. Probably too small to see, but there you go. All right, Paul. I probably have to pull. Let me see if I can pull it up on the live stream. I got to go to YouTube first and then pull it up because I'm on StreamYard right now. All right, y'all. Let's see. Paul got a chance to meet the bullet. Did you get a chance to question her about her no water policy? I'm just messing, man. Oh, that's a good picture, man. That's cool though. You know, Valentina's always cool like that, though. You know, always cool. Yeah. I can see the picture. I just went to your channel and pulled it up, man. BJ says that the number one contender, Valentina Shevchenko. Yes, it is. That's all right, Paul. Cool. Zay said Savannah going to try to take her down. Yeah, she does have the one up over her, Zay. Like she did used to do jujitsu. She did used to do jujitsu. So if she's able to stay into that mindset and maybe go back and build, she might go in there and choke Savannah Mark. She might go in there and choke Clarissa Shields out. You don't know. But Clarissa Shields, you know, she's been learning a little bit more in submission defense, kickboxing. I still want to see how Savannah looks throwing kicks, though. You know, I want to see that. Like, I know Clarissa's been throwing more body kicks, but I want to see more. I want to see more here. Yes, sir. Oh, man. All right. Moving on. PFL's got more coming this Thursday, so I'm gonna go back and revisit that when I wrap this thing up. But let's see what we got, y'all. Puja Tomar wins her UFC debut against Rayan dos Santos or Rayan Amanda. I don't know, whichever one. Sometimes they say Rayan Amanda, sometimes they say Rayan dos Santos. I'm gonna just call her Rayan. All right. So Puja Tomar, I was getting some messages from y'all about the fight, and after that, I said, "All right, I'm gonna have to watch this thing later on." So when I had some downtime Sunday, I watched it, and it wasn't as controversial as like I was saying. It was okay. Yeah, Colton, what's up, man? He said, "Yeah, Savannah and Clarissa is always entertaining." Yeah, it is. It is definitely gonna be entertaining, and the fact that they're gonna be in MMA together is gonna be entertaining. Yeah. So Tomar, man, like it was. It's one of those situations, you know, they bringing in a fighter like her they can sell as the first Indian fighter first female Indian fighter in the UFC. And, she does already have like a pretty good following without the UFC, from ONE FC. I think she has like almost 500,000 followers. That's without the UFC's help. So that was good on the UFC's part as a business to sign her. But Pujo Tomar, I've seen her in the past. She's had some exciting fights, but I never really just seen her as like this huge threat that was going to come over to the UFC. And after this performance here, I didn't pick in this fight, but I kind of called it as far as what I thought it would be. Zay said he's seen the comments of Tomar on the UFC page. No, I didn't. I had to look. I didn't really see this thing as going to be one-sided. That's why I didn't even bother picking. Remember the other day I said, who's my pick? I ain't picking, because I think that when it comes down to it, it's going to be a stand-up fight. That's all I can say. Like, I think that the way Rayanne Amanda fights, she's going to put pressure on with combinations, and the way Pujo Tomar fights, she's going to be throwing a lot of striking as well. So I didn't really see anything like somebody's going to get submitted, somebody's going to take over with power. Like Rayanne Amanda lost to Denise Gomes because she didn't really like level up, BJ said that fight was, it wasn't really like action packed. She threw a lot of side kicks and body kicks, but it didn't really have the Manon type of fire to it. When she throwing them side kicks, it looks like they hurt more. But apparently hers, she kicked Rayanne Amanda one time, and Rayanne Amanda went flying and got knocked down. So maybe there was a little power to it. But overall, like, the controversy behind this fight or robbery, I don't see it. I thought it was close because Rand's coming forward, but one other fighter's staying busy off the back foot. This fighter's landing, It's like in a real fight. Like, if somebody keeps coming towards me, like let's say in a street fight, like if some guy is coming towards me and he's missing and he's just walking towards me and I keep punching him and he's bleeding, people are going to say, oh, he won the fight because he was backing you up. I'm backing me up, man. I was stepping out of harm's way and I was picking him apart. Like, he couldn't even hit me because he had nothing else, right? I'm not saying Rand was like missing, because Rand did land some good shots on Tomar, but overall, like, it was like a tit for tat battle. Neither one of them really dominated any of the rounds. So when I watched it twice, I was like, I don't know. I really don't know. So with that being said, robbery, no, wasn't really no robbery. G Franks, I didn't catch any of the fights. I went back and watched one of the fights, which WMMA fights. Which should it be? Oh, you want to go back and watch? Go back and watch Montana and Lee. I know we all like didn't really think that was going to be a good fight, but yeah, watch that fight. And then the runner-up, watch Mora and Gomes, just so you know what to expect from Mora. Okay. All right. So, yeah, this fight here, there was a lot of strikes thrown, but nobody really took charge. Tomar had her Casey O'Neill moment in there. She kind of was trying to level herself up, started throwing more. Whenever she was getting hit, she started pulling the Casey O'Neill warrior scream, right? So with that, it was like, okay, all right, but really wasn't an action-packed fight. And from this here, I could still say that what I've seen from Pujo Tomar in the past still carries over here. So I don't really see her as like a huge threat yet. Still got to get some work in. Like, how is she going to look against like a grappler? Like, if she is to make it further up, I can see fighters like Jillian Robertson submitting her right now. Honestly, with the way Pujo fought in this fight, I could see a Demopoulos beating her right now. So I'm just saying, like, if you want me to measure the level of where Tomar stands, not really a threat yet. Because, Demopoulos could beat her. I think Sam Hughes could beat her right now. Maybe she needs somebody like Bruno Brazil to test her, but Bruno Brazil got to fight, right? Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see what's next for her. Ray and Amanda. She got to level up, man. She got to let them shots go, man. She got to add a little bit more to her game, man, because with the way the Contender Series is coming up, bringing girls, they'll overlook you real quick and they'll get you out of there, But I'm not saying she looked horrible or anything, but I didn't really see like anything stand out, you know. All right, let me see what else. We're gonna get to that fight in a minute, BJ, but gotta talk about this fight. Gotta talk about this. All right. Robot said agreed. I picked her. I picked I picked her to win. Not sure if she can hang with the elite yet. Okay. This one I stuck with my pick. I know I was a little back and forth because I was thinking of size, but then I said, you know what? I'm gonna stick with Denise Gomes. I'm gonna stick with Denise Gomes in this fight. And I stuck with her for good reason, man. Carolina beats Tomar. Yeah. What do you think about Vanessa Demopoulos, Marcus? I think so. I think Demopoulos beats her. Out of the unranked fighters, I think Demopoulos beats her. I think Sam beats her. Um, who else? I definitely think those two. Okay, but all right. So I'm a little disappointed first off because once again I was hoping for the best. I was hoping for the best that Eduardo Mora would at least make weight in this fight. That I would hoping she would at least do that. Okay, I was hoping that Eduardo Mora would at least make weight so we could see her as a full strawweight, go in there, get her victory, no excuses, right? Or if she lost, no excuses. And yeah, what? It wasn't like she was off by 3 or 4 pounds, but the point is, it's almost still like she's still having that trouble of knocking it off. Because I'm gonna ask you all right now, BJ. I'm gonna ask you too, like even you, Marcus. Like Tatiana ain't never missed weight, right? I'm talking about the big girls in the division. I'm talking about big girls in every division. People call certain fighters weight bullies. People think Suarez is a weight bully. People think Manone is a weight bully. They making weight though. You know, they make weight. But if you're having that much trouble, even if it comes down to, a small amount, maybe you should either change the lifestyle or maybe you should move up. Cause yeah, even Andrade has it. Joanna has it. Look at him. Like Tatiana big, but even and when I look at physiques too, like I'm gonna match these two girls up right now. All right, look, Eduardo Moore, Tatiana. Eduardo Moore is huge. Okay, she's huge all around. Like look at her back in this picture when she about to almost get guillotined. Look at her back, and then look at her waist. Like look how thick this girl is, and then look at the size of her legs too, man. Like look at her legs. Tatiana, she's big. Tatiana's legs aren't really that huge either. You know what I mean? Like Tatiana, I could see her like slimmer. I could see her a little bit slimmer. Like Tatiana doesn't look like she anybody when they're off season. Yeah, they'll put on weight, but like Tatiana doesn't look as big boned as this girl right here. This girl right here looks like she's a natural flyweight or bigger. You know, like look at the shape of her. Like look at the shape of her. That's why I'm like, that's probably why she's having this trouble, even when it comes down to it. Because when you look at her body versus Tatiana, like Tatiana's big, yes, but this girl looks like she's just like a little bit more massive, like a little thickness to her that it's gonna kill her to cut the weight because there's a lot of weight even in her, waist, bottom in the bottom. She's bottom heavy too, like her legs. Like when I look at Tatiana's legs aren't that big, her legs aren't that big. Andrade's got kind of big legs, but yeah, she makes weight, so that's just the thing. Like, if this is where she wants to be, this has to be a process. This has to be a process. It just has to be a process where you have to stick it out. And you really can't you can't make bad weight cuts as an excuse either, man. Like if you know your division is 115 and you like to eat a lot of sweets, something's gonna have to make a sacrifice, right? If you know my long-term goal is to be strawweight champion, but I love to eat this cake. Oh, you want to eat that cake? All right. We going up to flyweight then. Right? Yeah, G Frank. I didn't want to say it like that. I got love for Tatiana. G Frank said Tatiana got them John Jones legs. I didn't want to say it like that, but yeah, she do got skinny legs. Never stopped her from getting a victory, but I'm just saying, like, she got little legs though. Like, she compared to like Eduardo Moore. Yeah, Closer said good point. Mara needs to move up, but Tatiana does not deserve hate for fighting at strawweight. No, she don't. She don't. That's my point. Like, she doesn't. Like, Tatiana does not deserve hate. That's the difference between them two. That's my point. Listen to my point. Mara is bigger than Suarez, and she's having trouble. Whereas Tatiana is not having trouble. So people saying she's too big for strawweight need to leave that alone. As long as you making weight, I keep it same all the way. Same with known. Like, hey, 150, 125, she making it. That's all good. 125, you say she look bad. Hey, she's still winning. Fine. Tatiana, she ain't looking bad. She might look bad in the next fight. Oh, she still made the weight. Fine. Yes, the Tatiana ain't had that problem. So as long as you ain't had that problem, you can't really say call somebody weight bully. So she got to get it. She got to get that in gear first. And I'm hard on that. I don't, if that's the policy of making weight, I'm gonna be hard on that. She's got to make that weight. She's got to make that weight. And now you see it cost her in this performance, because now when she ain't making weight and she's making a rough weight cut, look how she looks. Look how she looks now. I'm gonna look at the good and the bad here of both fighters. Let's say that I'm gonna look at the good and bad here, because Denise Gomes, she did get the victory. I liked what I saw in some cases, but there were a couple bad points in there where I think she could have even avoided being taken down. Like, Denise Gomes showed great takedown defense, some good reversals, quick get-ups in this fight. But all of that could have been avoided, and she probably could have knocked out Eduardo Moore had she really started to assert with that striking, man. Like, she was touching that body in some points, but there were some points in the fight where I was like, yo, like, where's that overhand right that you knocked out Haurigi with? Or, that right hand that you knocked out Bruno Brazil with? Like, she was not throwing that. She was throwing uppercuts in this fight, man. Like, uppercuts. Why are you throwing these uppercuts when she's far away? Like, if somebody that watches like striking and boxing a lot, I'm like, yo, why are you throwing these? Like, even Andrade, like, would throw right overhand rights. Like, when the girl's chin is right there, Moore's hands were down too, man. Like, Moore's striking is bad. Let me say that first. Like, Moore's striking, her striking defense and her striking look bad too. That's why I'm like, was a little disappointed in Gomes' performance, because you should knock this girl out. Like, she's standing right in front of you. She's dropping her hands to try to take you down. She's coming at you, at 1 mile per hour. So the right hand was right there, So it's like, go ahead, get it, man. Like, come on. Like, I will say this, the first round, I started to say, oh, okay, maybe Mara might start to pick it up here. But then when she like ran right in there and got her head caught, I was like, uh-oh. Gomes, she could have got a guillotine. But this girl too big. She couldn't get a lock on it. But when the fight went to the ground, Gomes, she looked comfortable. There wasn't really any big threat there. She able to get back to her feet. Second round, like I said, I saw so many opens. Like, I thought there would have been more shots landed. Yeah. Paul said that sneaky uppercut did land. It did land one time, but believe me, overhand right would have landed until it knocked her out. I promise you, overhand right was the shot that needed to be there. Like, yeah, it landed like once. But the thing is, like, when she threw it, Eduardo Moore is there to grab her, and that's what left her open. See, if you throw it overhand right, you buzz her, you drop her, you don't have to worry about being taken down. And a couple of times, Gomes throwing body kicks too. Why you gonna throw body kicks? That girl gonna grab your kick and take you down. So I was like, come on. But yeah, man. I expected a little bit more from more, to be a little bit more physical, maybe try to use her length, um, throw her jab a little bit just to try to set up takedowns. But a lot of these minutes in the rounds, she's just kind of diving in, not really looking solid and not looking all there. And that's the difference between her and big wrestlers like Suarez and those type of grapplers. They know how to put that pressure. Like the pressure of more wasn't really like it never really had me on edge, like, oh, she's gonna get this girl down. Like at least Aaron Blanchfield, like when she was putting pressure on fighters, you see like, okay, this is gonna amount to something at some point. Suarez, it amounts to something, right? So yeah, um, not a bad fight. Not a bad fight. It's definitely, like I said, questions got to be answered. Questions got to be answered. Um, uh, You said Mora did better than Pujo? Nah, not at all. I don't think I can't say that. Because I think this is a clear loss for Mora. Because at least Pujo had some good balance in there, and she had good cardio. But man, no, Pujo Tomar did a heck of a lot better than Eduardo Mora. Number one, she made weight, and she had better striking and better cardio. I'm just saying. Oh man. But from here, I got some questions that I needed answered. And for Denise Gomes, I think number one for her is her IQ. She's got to make better. She's got to make better choices with her striking, just to avoid being taken down. Because I think a lot of the takedowns that Eduardo Moore scored on her, they could have been avoided. They could have been avoided. Um, Number one for Mora to me is just make weight or move up. And that's about it. Like maybe that'll tell us where she's at. Like if she's on a maybe stricter plan on getting her weight closer to her, getting her fight, getting her walk around weight closer to her fight weight, which means you do have to change your lifestyle. That would be telling for us. That would be telling for us. So get to that point. She still got time, and we'll see. But other than that, that's the choice, or 125. But even you move up to 125, skills got to come with it. Skills got to come with it. So the skills better be intact when you go to 125. That's all I'm saying. Paul said, like you said, Okamo, Denise's reversals and scrambles are really good. Probably won her the fight. Yeah, yeah. BJ said he's in the shower, but he's listening. Okay. All right. Well, now we're about to jump to the next fight here, BJ. And I know BJ been wanting here. BJ been wanting to boast on this one. Man, BJ, I'm about to drop you a link too, man, because I know you want to talk some junk about this fight. He waiting on the main event topic. All right, I got to do something real quick, but we're gonna speak on this fight next. Hold on, y'all. I gotta go check something. I'll be right back. Hang tight. Okay, I'm back. All right. Let's let BJ have his moment for the Montana W. Okay. He said I can take a link 15 minutes. Okay, all right. Lee needs to retire. Oh boy. BJ said he waiting on the main event topic. He said this is the main event, right? Okay, man. Yeah, so I know, man, that this fight first came off as like a, what do we call it? Like a throwaway fight. I know Marcus says, felt like it was a throwaway fight, which for good reason, for good reason. I mean, there's really not much to amount from a victory here, or the only thing we can amount from a loss is to say, okay, it's time for them to go, right? But even with a victory, not that many questions are going to be answered. Some will be answered to say, okay, they at least got this over that person. But it just shows you, man, how far Andrea Lee kind of fell from this fight, which took place, 6 years ago? The first fight wasn't that bad when I went back and looked at, like, Montana's defense. It was, I still say where her defense is still a little, spotty, big spots. But I think confidence showed more in this fight than it ever has. And that's what I've been saying. Like, I'm going to be honest, like, what we saw Montana do in this fight is what she should have been doing in the beginning of her career. That's how I want to put it. What she was doing tonight is something that should have been, awakening her a long time ago. And maybe that probably would have got her somewhere into the top 10, letting them hands go, using your physicality to your advantage, being a little bit more assertive in there, just being confident and letting hands go, Whereas Andrea Lee, she's always kind of been half there and half not. So when it came down to measuring like mental, I can definitely say, if you really looked at it in that way, Montana would have won the fight. I was glad this is one pick I got wrong. I'm glad I got this pick wrong because, I think out of the two of these fighters, I still kind of curious as to see where Montana could go, or if she could like resurrect at this point, because she is a little bit younger too. Like, I already kind of understand like some fighters when they get to a certain point in age and already been at the top 10 for so long or top 15 and they still haven't shown anything. It's kind of like, all right, this is as far as it's going to go. But for Montana, she is 29, been in the UFC a while now too, but even at 29, I think she hasn't even like hit like a prime as an adult. You know what I mean? Like, she's still in her 20s. Like, maybe something to awaken her in her 30s to say, man, this is the time to grind. And, she'll start to really take charge and say, this is my last shot. Because sometimes, man, like when you're living in your 20s versus in your 30s, you tend to look at things differently, right? I mean, if you're not, then you ain't changing. You're supposed to change, right? So I think there's that little bit of hope in there for Montana, for me, that she improves. Something wakes up in her at this point of her age where I say, okay, I'm hitting 30 now, and she understands like this is like grind time, right? Let's see, she's been in the UFC since 2019, right? Her first fight was in the Ultimate Fighter finale, which was against Rachel Ostovich. That was like 2018. So we could say 6 years. Yeah, go ahead and round it up to a nice 6 years, right? She got some nice wins in the Ultimate Fighter. Let me see, 6 years. And it's always kind of been back and forth with her. Like, you just kind of look at her pattern. When the competition gets stiffer, she kind of gets stiff. So let's see. 2019. Let's say about 5 years. She's early 20s when sometimes when people get into the UFC at that age, they ain't really ready like that. Yeah, Christina Marks was her first official fight, but yeah, the finale. Yeah, that was her first official fight. Yeah, then she had fought on another finale against Rachel Ostovich, right? So yeah, when some fighters they come into the UFC at an early age, they either don't know what to do with it yet, or they just kind of fall to the side. And when I look at Montana, I just say, okay, yeah, she kind of held her own in certain ways, but she just never like exceeded. She just never really like exceeded like some girls at a young age that maybe their mind frame had already matured. Case in point, like Erin Blanchfield, early 20s, right? She got signed and her mindset was I can't be beat. So when you match these two fighters up like that, that's what I'm saying. Like Erin, real young, kind of raised into the fighter mentality because even the way her dad raised her, so her mindset is a little bit more like almost feel like real confidence and just unstoppable in there. Like nobody's gonna beat me, and that's where she was able to thrive more. And good point, BJ. You can bring that up if you come on, man. See, that's a good point. Montana's been a mom this whole time, so that probably played a part. Like, see whereas Erin Blanchfield got a chance to kind of be, I won't say babied. She got a chance to really focus because she wasn't a mom, because she had her parents there, her dad there, still raising her through BJJ and through MMA at a young age, right? You get to focus on the sport. And your mind is like, folks, that's all I know. She's still a baby in it, so that's all she knows. Whereas Montana, being a young age, a mom at a young age, you're being a mom fighter. Some fighter is more like a job than it is to just be champion. It's just something that's kind of paying the bills. At the same time, got to keep playing the mom, fighter, mom. So there's a lot of jumping back and forth in mind frame. So sometimes you might come into the gym as the mom, so that'll throw you off. Or you worried about some of the mom things, with the daughter. So that's just where I kind of see it with that. So I think there's still a chance for it now. Now that the daughter's getting older and she can kind of fend for herself with certain things, right? I mean, she's still young, but like she don't have to focus like she's with a baby anymore. Montana can actually maybe change some things and thrive now, right? I think there's more of a chance. That's why I say I was kind of glad she did win this fight, right. But that's what I wanted to say on that. So let me drop a little link here for Mr. No Filter MMA. Give me 1 second. Okay. Hold on. Let me drop this in your IG, BJ. I'm just testing out my IG on my MacBook here. All right. Link's been sent. Yeah, okay. So her daughter's 13 now. So yeah, that's a good age now where she's a teenager. She can kind of make up her own mind certain things. So I give Montana credit on that too. Being a mom, and maybe I didn't mention that enough to not make excuses, but understand like that is part of it. But you got other moms too. That they thrive. Like Juliana Pena, Misha Tate. She's not the first, mom. Kayla Harrison, the mom. All these women, man, the Nunes, the mom. Some of them are newly moms. I mean, she's been a mom since Montana's been a mom since, the beginning of her UFC career, really, right? So yeah, I think, like I said, I'd rather Montana be more so. I'd rather her be the victor in this fight. Rather her win this fight, just so I can see where else she can go from here. But with that being said, let me go ahead and invite my mans in the building. BJ, what's up, man?
What's up, Combo?
Dang, man, it's been a minute, man. When's the last time you been behind the mic?
It's been a minute, bro. It's been a minute, but it is what it is. Am I clear, bro?
Just like a little bit of popping on your side, like staticky, but I think
Hold on, let me play with it a little bit. Go ahead and talk for a second.
Okay, all right. Let me check these comments. Colossus said Montana caught Lee in a sneaky choke. Yes, she did. And Montana big too, and she was putting that weight on Andrea Lee back too. So she was really wearing on her, man. Lolita said, "Is that my man BJ?" Yes, it is.
You got it. I'm working on my audio. Give me 1 second.
Okay. Let me see. Robot said, "Wow, this rematch is even better than Carla versus Rose." I told you, man. Yeah, this fight had the potential to be good, man. I told you, like my only prediction I got right in this, like every Montana fight, is there was blood. And you can always look. That's why I say Montana. Look, even when I get a little disappointed, she'll still put on a good fight. Like I can't say any of her fights were fights where I fell asleep on. Okay, I've never fell asleep on a Montana fight, so that is a good thing. Let me go all the way back. Arujo, that was a good fight. The first Andrea Lee fight, that was a good fight. Lipsky fight was good.
Is this any better?
Let me see. Hold on.
Yeah. Go testing. Is that any better?
All right. Yeah. You sound better now.
Okay. Yeah, what's up, man? I'm back. Yeah, I'm here to come holler at my boy. You know what I'm saying? I was waiting on the opportune time to get back on the microphone. So, you got it. It is what it is.
Well, it's good to hear you back, man. I
Yes,
know,
sir.
life be happening.
Life be happening, bro. You already
Life
know how it goes.
Yes, sir. But BJ, that day, man, what was Saturday night, man? I had stuff going on, but I said I'm gonna still tune into my man. I'm gonna play him on the side.
Yes, sir.
I said, look, I don't care what I got going on. I said, let me put this to where I was at too. I had the audio kind of up. We had to turn that junk down because my man was yelling. I said, turn this down a little bit.
Yes, sir. Man, I was the nerves was on high, man. You know how it is when your girl fights, dude. Like, when Aaron Blanchfield fought Manon, I know your nerves was twisted up in a knot, bro. You know how it goes.
Oh yeah. Heartbeat
But
pounding,
combo,
man.
if you see you be trying to play it, so you be trying to be smooth with it, try to act like, be trying to be objective about it, you know what I'm saying? Not trying to show no stress, bro. I'm over here sweating bullets.
Oh, bro. Look, bro. I be sweating. You look, I be sweating sometimes.
I'm trying to get the comments pulled up here. But yeah, man,
Okay.
Montana, man, I ain't gonna lie, going into the fight, like the first round when Montana got that takedown on Andrea Lee, man, because, in the first fight, Andrea Lee, Montana struggled to keep Andrea Lee down. Like, she was never able to, like, secure Andrea Lee. Andrea Lee would hop right back up every time Montana would get it. Montana took her down 3 or 4 times in the first fight, and was never able to really hold her down like that. But in the second fight, in this fight, when I seen Montana take her down and Andrea Lee reverse it, I was like, oh no. This is not happening again. This can't be happening again, bro.
Man,
and you know what I'm saying?
What was your reaction to the first round, like when Montana first came out, more aggression?
My audio still sounds kind of messed.
Yeah, it's a little bit crackling now, yeah. All right, BJ working on that audio. Hold on, y'all.
I'll be back.
Okay, all right. All right, in the meantime, y'all, I just want to pull up these resumes on both fighters here because we looking at Andrea Lee now, man. Dang, yeah, she's 13-10 now, y'all. Let me see, 5 losses in a row. Before that, she cracked it with 2 wins, and she was on a 3-fight lose streak. And those fights, they were actually kind of close, except the Roxy fight. The Lauren Murphy fight, I feel like she did win that fight. Maybe that was kind of like a confidence killer for her. I don't know. JoJo fight was close, but that Lauren Murphy fight, I really think she did enough to win that fight. But damn, man, like she lost to Roxy again. That's weird, man. Like I thought, again, like with what she possessed, she could have beat Roxy even like first time. But dang, man, like she always come up short. Then I know a lot of people thought she was back when she beat Antonina and Cynthia Calvillo, which those are fights I could see her winning, but that's the thing. Yeah, I could see her winning those fights. All right. Let's give it a shot again. Are you there?
Okay, yes. That better? How does that sound?
Oh, that's a lot better.
Okay. Yeah. Now, what were you saying? Well, you asked me a question, bro, but
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, what was your reaction to Montana when she started actually her approach in the first
crazy.
round when she was turning it up? Uh-oh. You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here, bro.
Oh, okay.
What was that? What was that question you was asking?
Oh,
My
okay. I was
bad,
asking,
bro.
what did you think of?
My stuff. I'm
Oh, you
trying to
good?
get in there. My stream y'all act crazy, bro.
Oh, yeah, it's one or the other, man. OBS or them. Oh yeah, I was asking, what was your reaction to
Yeah.
Montana when she actually started to let the pressure go in the first round, man?
You know, I for one, man. When they can you let me know? Just start talking if it start acting up. Is it good?
Still good.
Okay. When she came out firing fast, though, dude, that's what kind of took me by surprise because that's what she did wrong in the first fight. Like Montana was trying to like wait first fight. That's when she was coming into her striking. You know what I'm saying? She had just started coming into her strike footage before the UFC, before the Ultimate Fighter, and then you could call her hands trash. You know what I'm saying? But she, and that fight with Andrea Lee, the first one was when you really started to see Montana really put her striking together, but she was doing it. She had became like too comfortable with it and trying to be too technical with it, and she just got pieced up, dude. It's a stark difference between the first fight and the second fight. This fight right here, she came out. I mean, dude, all the experience that she's had since that first fight, bro. You know what I'm saying? The war with Maeda Bueno Silva, the war with Viviane Adaru. Because the fight with Viviane, like Montana's been through a lot. You know what I'm saying? Losing to Tatiana Suarez like that, that was like Montana don't get finished. You know what I'm saying? For her to get finished by Tatiana like that was a huge blow for Montana. You know what I'm saying? And if you put the first fight side by side, there's a huge, huge, huge difference in the fighter. But when you look at Andrew at this pace, to not fight with much urgency and she was just kind of, and Montana handed her that first fight. Like Montana handed Andrea Lee that first fight. And but this time around, Montana was like, "No, I'm gonna dominate this girl." You know what I'm saying? And she came out throwing those punches, dude. Like, but she got dropped like that. It was a spinning back fist. I heard you say on your video you weren't sure if it was a hook or a spinning back fist, but
Yeah.
she got caught. Like Andrea Lee caught her with that spinning back fist, and it put her big ass to her knees, boy. It did. It put her big ass down. You know what I'm saying? But she got back up, dude. And you know what I'm saying? And she was right back in it. Went for the clinch. She looked good. She looked confident, man. Like I said, me the confidence for me is what was the biggest thing in this fight for Montana.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like the way she was letting go in this fight is what I wanted to see for, like her early fights, like trying to
Right,
use her length, man, because you can't be big in this division and not use it.
right,
That's to me
right,
that's embarrassing. Like you this big and you ain't using it to your full advantage. That's what makes me like disappointed in some of these fighters. Like when you look at Chikagan, that girl knows how to use her length. Like she's long and she uses
right.
it to her.
Arguably one of the best displays of it in the division.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, definitely one of them. Of course, she may not have the strength to deal with some things, but
Right,
for the most part, I mean, she's able to stay in the top 15 with it. So I think
right,
Montana has some
right,
things to look back in this fight now and kind of say, I can believe in myself now more. You know what I mean? Like by looking at this performance. So when you saw that, what was it? That was the third round, right? You think she was gonna get Montana Andrea Lee up out of there, but she did get her on the back, get her back.
I thought I did not honestly. I've always said that Montana could submit anybody. You know what I'm saying? But Andrea Lee's submission defense and her anti-grapple, her grappling defense is really fucking good. Like her transitions, her reversals are good. You know what I'm saying? Like she can reverse you. You know what I'm saying? She can stay out of danger. Like Andrea Lee, she's good at that. You know what I'm saying? But Montana was going for. You know, she was being aggressive with it, and I was thinking maybe Montana can stop her. You know what I'm saying? But she just, even though she couldn't stop her, she tried to stop her. But even though she couldn't stop her, she continued. She didn't let her work on the feet fall by the wayside because she couldn't get it done on the ground, which is what happened in the first fight. You know what I'm saying? And coming out in the first fight, she was throwing some good jabs, good 1-2s down the middle. Kind of pop shotting Andrea Lee. And when she kept trying to take Andrea Lee down and couldn't, and was unsuccessful with her striking fell by the wayside. And I always preach that, it's there for Montana that she's a very well-rounded fighter. She is a good well-rounded fighter. She's big, she can strike, she can grapple, but she just has to piece it all together. She has to put it all on display. And the first time I really seen her put it all on display was against Ariane Lipsky. But she was able to stop Lipsky on the ground. And and I was always wondering, like, I wonder who she can, be that dominant on the feet. Can she be that dominant on the feet for across the entire fight? You know what I'm saying? Can she be assertive on the feet the entire fight and prove that she can strike, man? And in round 2, she proved it. Like, I think she proved it in round 2. Like, I understand the circumstances of the fight, both of them on 3 and 4 fight losing streaks, but I think Montana showed that she can be competitive there. She can be competitive in the stand-up. You can tell they've been working, man. You can tell that Mark and all of them have been working Montana, because they was just calling stuff, man. They were calling stuff, using terminology I've never heard coming from her corner. You know what I'm saying? Calling for that up elbow. They calling it the Yuri. She landed that a few times on Andrea Lee. Like, she was diversifying her strikes. Her pace was good. Her distance management was good. It was good. I thought it was good. Her defense was a little sketchy in spots, like you said, but it's overall, for somebody who's a All-American wrestler, I think that she looked pretty good. She just has to keep going on this trajectory, man. She just has to keep going. But it's good that this fight was a good confidence builder for somebody like Montana, though. For one, she losing streak, and for two, it was against somebody that she lost to early in her career. So that's a double dose of confidence for Montana.
Oh yeah.
And also, she was able to take Andrea Lee down, you know what I'm saying, and be successful and put Andrea Lee in danger on the ground. Because the circumstances around the first fight, they were training partners, and Michael Bisping talked about how he heard that, Andrea Lee dominated Montana on the feet, but Montana was able to take Andrea Lee down, and cause some problems to her in the gym. There was all that was going around because they were teammates, they were training partners and whatever. But Montana showed it in this fight. I can bang with you. If you want to brawl, let's brawl. Danger and make you work and put my weight on you and be a wrestler in there. And that's exactly what she did.
Yeah, man. I was a little surprised. Well, I won't say I was a little surprised. I was that was the point when I said,
Hello.
"Dang, man!" Like that second round when Andrea Lee was getting outstruck, I was like, "Andrea Lee, man, like what's she doing?" Like Montana just kind of turned it up on her in the second round. It was just like kind of like out timing her and outworking her in there. I was like, man, like maybe she did work on. That's what I'm saying. Like she was in a different mode where she looked like she looked comfortable. You know, like the way she was throwing her jab and stuff in that second round, looked like she was getting comfortable in there.
crazy again, bro.
Oh, audio's acting up. Okay. Okay. In the meantime, I'm looking at suggestions here. Oh, hold on. Okay, you still there? I think his StreamYard's acting up, y'all, but I'm still here. So just a second. Okay, Colostrum said Montana versus Deanna Barbosa. Or Marcus said, okay, Story Ranko. Okay. I mean, Deanna Barbosa, that's not a bad fight either. But yeah, Story Ranko, yeah, that's kind of like two tough house veterans. Okay. Two tough house veterans. Yeah, this is a good confidence builder for Montana. She needed this fight, man. So, I'm happy she won this fight. Like I said, I prefer she won because maybe she can hit that next stage. I'm gonna see if BJ come back in. I think his audio dropped. All right. Oh, Six, what's going on, man? Let me see if he got it straight now. All right. Situated. Montana versus the winner of Casey versus Blada. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah. I mean, that's not bad at all. Lolita said, "How do you feel about Eileen versus Kayla? Kayla destroys her." Um,
I mean, of course, can you hear me, Combo?
now I can hear you.
I don't know, dude. I had to go back to my phone. StreamYard. I don't know why StreamYard don't like my devices, but it does not, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna get to that island thing. I like that. I like that question that she said. But what did you
Okay.
say about something about Montana being comfortable?
Okay. The second round, man, like she looked so much more comfortable in the striking, man. Like second round, she was just like out timing Andrea Lee and actually doing a good job of like kind of baiting her when she was dropping her hands too. I was impressed with that.
She had to, like, I mean, and the reason I say that, she had to be comfortable, like, because look at all the experience that she's had in between the two fights, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, Montana's had a couple of fights where she's had to strike. You know what I'm saying? And for Montana to be a grappler, she's had to do a lot of striking in those fights. If you think about it, I mean, think about the fights that she's been in between those fights. Like, she was out striking Maida Bueno Silva in that fight with her. She was brawling with JJ Aldrich. You know what I'm saying? Trying to find her timing. Like, I felt like her timing was off against JJ Aldrich. JJ was just able to, what I'm saying, out time Montana. I think JJ Aldrich is a better striker than Andrea Lee. Um, if you want my opinion about that, so trying to out time JJ Aldrich, that's a task for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. She did look comfortable, man. Especially like that fight. If she didn't learn something, if she didn't look comfortable in there on the feet, then it's like I would have came away from this fight thinking Montana didn't hit like a roadblock, like mentally. You know what I'm saying? Because she just has been in so many fights, man. Like with Viviane Araujo. You know what I'm saying? Stood toe to toe with Araujo. If she didn't learn something from that fight, then we got a problem. If she didn't learn something from the fight with striking 3 rounds with JJ Aldrich, we got a problem. You know what I'm saying? So I somewhat was not surprised that she looked that good in round two, because I'm like, she had to have picked up something from these losses, like picked up something and gotten better for, what I'm saying? Like, because that's what we look for, Combo. We look for these fighters from fight to fight. You know what I'm saying? We look for them to grow and change. And I was like, if she hadn't grown and changed, and it's been 6 or 7, 5 or 6, maybe 7 fights in between that last fight and this fight for her. Like, so if she hadn't learned anything, like, we got a problem. But it was good to see her step it up. It was good to see her look better. It was good to see her look confident. So that's really all I got to say about it. I see some comments, some people saying Jasmine Jazz Divizzi is next. I think somebody said Julia Stoliarenko next. The Montana versus the winner of Casey O'Neill, Teresa Bleda. I'm with it. Deanna Barboza. I'm with it. Like, at this point, Montana got to put together like a 3-4 fight winning streak for her to get back, for her to get back in that place where she's the betting favorite, you know what I'm saying? Because Montana went from being, the betting favorite to being the betting underdog. I know betting doesn't have a lot to do with it, and I shouldn't even be using that as an example, but like, that just lets me know that a lot of people had a lot of confidence in Montana because she started off so hot. You know what I'm saying? Like, and people, a lot of those fights where I was even surprised that she was the betting favorite. And then it slowly turned to her being like the betting underdog. And people saying, oh, it went from people picking Montana to win fights to people like, I don't really know. Like Montana ain't looked so good in the last couple of fights. So maybe, she's put together like a 3-4 fight winning streak. She's going to have to fight some more unranked people. Like Montana starting from the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Like, she got to fight some unranked girls. She gonna have to get some finishes. She got to get back to those finishes, because she hadn't had a finish since Ariane Lipsky.
Yeah, so, that was like what, 3-4 years ago?
3-4 years ago, yeah. So she hadn't had a win since Ariane Lipsky.
Wow.
So it's been a rough road for De La Rosa, man. But that heart, man. You know what I'm saying? Like that heart. She's never gonna quit on herself. She's never gonna stop trying. I would like, in no doubt in my mind, if she had lost this fight and they cut her, she would end up at PFL or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just know she would continue to fight because I know she would never give up on herself like that. But it was good to see her stay confident and not lose it, because Montana would always start off these fights. Some of these fights, she would start off good, and then over the course of the fight, she would just lose confidence. When she met with any sort of resistance, she would lose confidence. And all the chips never really hadn't really been coming together for her in these last few fights, but she looks a lot better now. I heard somebody in the comments say something about Island Perez versus Kayla Harrison. I got a little something to say about that combo, and then I'm getting the fuck up off here because I got to go to work in the morning. But dude, people are like, that struck a nerve with people when Island Perez was like, I want to fight Kayla Harrison. Combo, tell me. I want you to answer this for me. Who else is calling smoke with Kayla Harrison?
Nobody.
Is Kayla Harrison, is she supposed to scare the whole division to sleep? Are they everybody's okay with nobody calling smoke with Kayla Harrison? You know what I'm saying? Everybody's okay with that, but as soon as one person speaks out, it's a thing. It's bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, Island Perez, shut up. Listen, I'm not saying in any way, shape, or form that Island Perez is gonna go out here and beat Kayla Harrison. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is Island Perez has every right in the world to call out Kayla Harrison. You know what I'm saying? Like, she can do that. Ain't nobody, the girls at the top ain't clamoring for a fight with Kayla Harrison. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I'm not mad at it. Island Perez is winning fights. You know what I'm saying? She's winning fights. She's big. She's got size. She's actually a decent fighter. People don't like her personality. People don't like her twerking in the cage. I get it. Like, I totally understand. I get why you don't like Island Perez. But that ain't got nothing to do with what the girl does in the cage when the door is closed. She ain't out here fighting stupid. She ain't out here making a mockery of herself in the cage. This girl out here fighting. Her striking looks good. Her grappling, her tosses, her judo tosses, all of that, her jiu-jitsu, all of that shit looks good. Every last bit of it. So she has every right to call out Kayla Harrison. Ain't nobody. Rocky Pennington ain't calling out Kayla Harrison. Rocky Pennington is the champion. Juliana Pena is not directly calling Kayla Harrison out. And I love Juliana Pena. Y'all know I love Juliana Pena. But has Juliana Pena directly called out Kayla Harrison? Has Kelvin Vieira directly called out Kayla Harrison? Has Yana Kunitskaya directly called? No. Macy Chasson? No. Chelsea Chandler? Not that I've heard.
Actually, Ketlin was the only one. Ketlin was the only other fighter.
Ketlin did call smoke. Okay, Ketlin did call smoke.
Yeah, but nobody else did.
I'm not surprised at that. I'm not surprised that Ketlin Vieira called smoke with Kayla Harrison.
Yeah.
I think Ketlin Vieira fight anybody. But the point is, Kayla Harrison got the whole division quiet. The whole division is quiet. So, I mean, so I'm gonna let you bounce back on that.
All right, bro. But yeah, I mean, all right. I was sitting there trying to sit I had to sit my mic up a little bit. All right, so I think it's a little too early for her because now, as far as fighting her, it's a little too early because she's unranked and they got Kayla ranked in number 4 right now. But
Right, right.
what it comes down to is I see what she's doing. Like Perez understands that she's got to market herself. She definitely got to market herself. So I don't hold anything against her on that. Like I don't think the UFC needs to act on it by giving her a fight, but when it comes down to it, she understands that nobody's going to really promote her except her. So, I don't really agree with the twerking thing because I don't want to see all that when I'm fighting, when I see fighting. But when it comes to her calling out Kayla, I see where she's coming from because, the bantamweight division is dry. The bantamweight division is dry right now. So I can see why she's putting Kayla's name in her mouth because they're both new to the division. So she's just trying to make herself be seen. So, when it comes down to if it's a little marketing ploy for her, good, she just got to keep putting in the wins first. And when she gets to like 10 or 11 or even 13, I mean, shoot, you never know what could happen. But right now, shoot, her, Chelsea Chandler, that's a fight that could happen. Panty Kansan,
I
those
want to
girls at the
see. I
bottom
want to
there.
see. You talking about Alan Perez?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. I thought you were talking about those girls versus Kayla Harrison.
No, those girls versus Eileen. Somebody who was that Marcus suggested it was a GDR. Yeah, GDR too. You run through GDR too. Be I beat a former featherweight champion, Kayla. You beat her and then get ranked. Then shoot, we might talk. Because remember Aaron. They had Aaron jump up to fight Andrade from there, but like first you got to get a number. That's my thing. Perez got to get a number. She's got to get a number before that fight even becomes reality,
Yeah, you're right about that. Most definitely has to get a ranking beside her name. But do you think they're gonna let Kayla fight up or fight down?
Um, I've heard that
Fight somebody around her.
they might make her fight somebody around her, but Ketlen Vieira is ranked above her. So word was Ketlen Vieira said that fight was offered to Kayla, but Kayla didn't want it. So Kayla's trying to hold out for this title shot.
I want Kayla Harrison to fight. I don't want to see Kayla Harrison fight one of the small bantamweights. I really don't want to see her fight Juliana Pena. But even if they made that fight, like if they made Kayla Harrison versus Juliana Pena, I'm down. I don't want to see Kayla versus Rocky. I don't want to see Kayla versus, I want to see Kayla versus the big bantamweights, the featherweights that are hiding in 135. That's what I want to see. I want to see her fight girls that can be as physically strong as her. And I thought Holly would, but Holly ain't got that kind of grappling strength. Like Holly's strong, she got clinch strength. She ain't got that kind of grappling strength. You know what I'm saying? She ain't had no business trying to take Kayla Harrison down. Versus if somebody like Dyer takes Kayla Harrison down or gets top position on Kayla Harrison, that's different. If somebody like, you know what I'm saying, if you want to go clinch to clinch with somebody like Chelsea Chandler, you know what I'm saying, or Norma Dumont, you know what I'm saying, like that's different. But I don't want to see her fight Panny, or I don't want to see her fight one of these small. I don't want to see her fight Misha, even though so like I said, if that fight got booked, I'm all in. So I don't want to see her fight Misha. I want to see her fight them big bantamweights, somebody that can clinch up with her. You know what I'm saying? Because Ketlen Vieira, if she gets booked to fight Ketlen Vieira is not gonna be no walk in the park for Kayla Harrison. I mean, not at all. Not at all. I even think she would beat Irene Aldana, but Ketlen Vieira, that's a different puzzle, man. Ketlen big, dude. She's strong, and Ketlen might end up might knock Kayla Harrison the fuck out if you give her the opportunity to do it. If she gets the opportunity to do it, she might knock her out. So I don't like that. That's the type of fights I want to see Kayla Harrison fight. Fight them big girls. Fight them big girls.
Yeah, let's see if she can fight. Well, no, I don't. I wonder if she'll fight Myra Bueno Silva. I don't even know if Myra Bueno Silva is going to beat Macy Chase on. I think I got Macy Chase on winning that fight. So maybe if Macy Chason wins, she can call out Kayla Harris.
Rocky, he said Rocky went to 145 and submitted Chelsea. She fought Macy at 145, didn't she?
Yeah, Macy Chason. Yeah,
She fought
Rocky
Macy at
submitted
one.
Macy Chason with a guillotine, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You said you would pick Macy's Chason against Kayla Harrison?
No, against Myra Buena Silva. Because they're fighting, so I figure maybe she'll call her out if she beats Myra Buena Silva.
Oh, you mean okay. Yeah. Macy Chason calling out Kayla Harrison. She beat. Yeah, I think she beat. Yeah, I definitely think she beats Maida Bueno Silva. Macy better not let no flyweight come up there and beat her ass, dude. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying, dude? She may not let no flyweight come up and beat her ass. Like, I would be so upset with Macy Chasson, dude. Like, I would, bro. Like, come on.
If she do, man, she going on my Andrea Lee list. No, just.
But I'm telling you,
man, I got Macy Chase all day in that fight, man.
Yeah, I got Macy too. But
wait, man, Lolita said Dumont versus Eileen. That's hey.
Well, they was talking junk before though. They was talking junk about it, to each other before. You know what I'm saying? When she said she wanted to, because Eileen said she wanted to go up to 145 and fight Norma. Because that was when Norma was like, everybody was talking about Norma Dumont. And when she beat, I think it was after she beat Felicia Spencer. And they were talking about it, about Norma being, could fight for the featherweight title. You know what I'm saying? And then Eileen Perez. Was Eileen Perez first fight at 145?
I want to say who she fought Stephanie Edgar, right?
Okay, so that might have been at 135.
Let me check. She fought.
I feel like she fought at 145, her first fight in the UFC.
Ashley Evans Smith. She fought Ashley Evans Smith. That was her first fight. No. Hold on. Her first fight was Stephanie Edgar.
Was that at 145?
Let me check. Stephanie, because Stephanie Edgar submitted her. Yeah, it was 145. Yep.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. She was talking about how she wanted to fight Norma next, and I was like, yo, chill out. But Eileen Perez to me at that point was like a joke. You know what I'm saying? You come in, you talking all that junk, and you lost. Like you lost your first fight in. But now, man, like seeing her a couple of fights later, man, like Eileen Perez can fight, dude. Like that girl can fight.
Yeah. I don't know, man. She was in there scrapping with Jocelyn Edwards. I mean, I don't get Jocelyn Edwards sometimes, man. Sometimes she's there, she's not. But yeah, I think with Perez, man, like if she really want to test that ground game, man, that striking, man, somebody like GDR might be the name for her, man.
Bro, you trying to get Eileen Perez knocked down? Stop playing, dude. You talking about GDR, bro? Come on, man. You trying to put her in there with Jermaine Durandamy, bro? Like
GDR ranked number 15 right now.
Yeah, but GDR been lift that girl up, bro. Like, come on, man.
Come on.
But she might could close the distance, and because she's good at closing distance, man. Like she's fast at closing distance and getting takedowns. Like Eileen Perez can take you down. She's got good takedowns.
Yeah,
but somebody like GDR, GDR.
Norma Dumont, though, Norma Dumont was like drowning GDR, man.
She was, but Norma knew she couldn't stand that range like that with GDR. But GDR, you could say she was kind of rusty. She been gone. She had a baby.
Yeah.
You could kind of say she was rusty, and say what you want to say. But Norma didn't want to take no chances because Norma been knocked out. But
you remember that Megan Anderson, right?
Well, Megan Anderson knocked her out. So I get it. GDR's dangerous when it comes to that. But GDR is back, so we're gonna see if GDR can climb up. Maybe we'll get to see, GDR. I wonder who Yana's fight. We ain't seen no Yana Kunitskaya fight announcement yet, have we?
No.
Okay, because she signed a couple weeks ago. She posted on Instagram a video of her signing a fight. So she scheduled to fight probably like a Panny or somebody. I can see Kunitskaya versus Panny Kianzad. You know what I'm saying? So she's probably fighting somebody. That's a good fight.
Yeah. I can see
Yeah.
that, or I think they might match up Panty versus Perez or Chelsea Chandler versus Perez. I see either of those fights getting made.
I wonder who Yana fighting though. She might be fighting
Yana,
Chelsea Chandler. She could be fighting Chelsea Chandler too.
the Yana and Holly Holm ever fight?
Yeah, they fought. Holly beat Yana.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, Holly beat Yana. Yep, she did. Um, but yeah, man. But yeah, Combo, I ain't gonna be on here all night. I'm getting off of here, man. You ain't keeping me on here all night. Shit, hell
Okay.
nah.
All right, man. I know you got I know you got work tomorrow, bro. But
Yes, sir.
good having you on like always, man.
Absolutely, bro.
I'll catch you on the next one, bro.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna be live this week, man. We got some shit coming up, but I still gotta get on No Filter and talk about that Montana win. Talk about my girl. Dude, like I was telling you, dude, Montana will respond to me and talk to me all day long in the DMs on Instagram.
Mhm.
I cannot get her to come on a podcast for nothing.
Why would she not do an interview, man? Like,
I don't understand why she won't do an interview with me. I don't know, but I'm not. That don't mean I'm gonna stop trying.
right.
But I hit her up and I told her, I said, you look good in there. She was like, thank you. I appreciate that. I knew you were watching. And I'm like, so anytime you want to do an interview, if you got some time to do an interview and let's sit down and talk about it, I'd be more than happy to. And it was just military silence. And I was like, okay, every time, but it's okay. It's
Clammed
good.
up. She clammed up. Okay.
Clam up, dude. I'm like, Montana, like, yo, like I'm trying to help ride this confidence wave and give you some confidence and let you know that, like your fans saw that you looked much better and more confident in this fight. But whatever, it is what it is.
Hey, look, she should be glad somebody, I mean,
Somebody, right?
somebody out there trying to get her on the sport. That's what I'm telling you, man. Like these WMMA fighters, they just don't know. Like they wonder why they don't get promotion, but it's like, oh, okay, somebody out there want to interview you, you talk to them, but hey, I'm gonna talk about you.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you can't get mad when somebody over here talking about you. I'm like, hey, that's what we do.
Yeah. But catch me live this week. I'm gonna finish listening to your podcast though. But I'm gonna get
Okay.
up out of here, fam. I appreciate you having me on tonight. Shout
Yes,
out to
sir.
the chat, fam, of course.
All right, bro. I'll catch you on yours this week.
Yes, sir. I got you, man.
All right, later.
All right, later, bro.
All right, BJ from No Filter MMA. Always a pleasure. Make sure y'all subscribe over there. He'll be live later this week. But one last thing I wanted to fill y'all in on, because in 2 days we got this card going on. Give me 1 second. Got to step away and check something. I'll be right back. Okay, y'all. So I'm back. Colstrom said, "Did you see what Vanessa Demopoulos said about Whaley and Tatiana?" I think I did. I remember what she said about Ronda Rousey, like Ronda Rousey not being able to compete nowadays and how she would get her butt kicked or something like that. But I remember she said something like Tatiana would, because she's been training with Tatiana, I believe. She said she rolled with her a little bit. And I think she said what Tatiana would probably be the new champion, right? Hey, I mean, she been in there with her, so she been seeing what she's been able to do. And I mean, if Whaley wants to wrestle with her, that would be a big mistake. Yeah, I saw that a little while back. Yeah, because she talked about a few things. Demopolis did. Robot said I'm making cookies. I'm actually cooking, and I'm just simmering something now because I'm about to eat here in a minute. But yeah, I do make cookies though, but I'm not tonight. I'm actually cooking some food. Close, robot. I probably will make some later tonight because I'm up late. So GR said she didn't want to fight a cheater. I can respect that as much as I wanted to see them fight. Balik is off the card due to injury. Okay, so yeah, look, this is what they got here. Okay, so update. Yeah, I'm about to watch. I'm about to watch Tough as well, Paul. So I'm gonna get off here a little bit early. Well, not early. I mean, been on here long enough, but yeah, I'm gonna get off here a little bit. Cold blooded, what's up? He said Whaley would out grapple Suarez. Ooh, do y'all think so? Yeah, we got a lot of good fights here, Paul. Okay, so bad news already. So Thursday, June 13th, that's 2 days, 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. We got the early card starting for PFL, and then you got the main card. PFL. There we go. So I can pull this up here. I'm gonna pull up the updated one here because they had this still posted up. But let me look at PFL 4. And boom. Okay, there it is. So first fight on this card is Balik and Casket's fight is already called off. That fight's off. Okay. Fights off the card. On the main card, let's see, still got 4 fights. Okay. Prelims, let's see, we got Sumiko Inaba versus Saray Orozco. Not really familiar with her, but I am with Sumiko. Sumiko is supposed to fight Caitlin Neal last time out. It looks like Caitlin Neal is not even in this tournament anymore. I believe Caitlin Neal's not in this tournament anymore, from what I'm seeing. Denise Kielholtz is not either because, as y'all know, she's expecting. Well, she ain't expecting. She's pregnant now. She's already got that baby. It's out there now. So yeah, Denise Kielholtz, she's out because of the baby. Caitlin Neal's out, I guess, because. So you got Sumiko Inaba, Saray Orozco to kick this thing off. Not familiar with her, but Sumiko, she'll light you up. Juliana Velasquez versus Lisa Malden. They were the losers of their fight. Liz Carmouche and Dakota DeChiva, right? Then you got Alar Yawani versus Shanna Young. Lost to Tyler Santos and Kana Watanabe. So that's right. You got the losers fighting here still to try to get back into the game. Then you got Tyler Santos taking on Jenna Bishop. Winner versus winner. Liz Carmouche taking on Kana Watanabe. That's a rematch. To, fight when they were in Bellator. She starts Kana Watanabe in one round, right? So it'll be interesting to see if she can get back in there and get some get back from Liz Carmouche. I don't know if she will, but we'll see. So that's Liz Carmouche, Kana Watanabe. That's on the main card. And also on the main card, Dakota DeChiva and Chelsea Hackett. And that's Dakota winner versus Chelsea Hackett, who's a loser. Who should Dakota be fighting? Because it should be even, right? Winners and losers should be even here, right? So why is it not work out that way? Was it because somebody pulled out? No, it should still be even here, right? Because Tyler beat Alar Yawani. Jenna Bishop beat Chelsea Hackett. Okay. Shannon Young lost to Kana Watanabe. Liz Carmouche beat Juliana Velasquez. Dakota DeChiva, she beat Lisa Malden. Chelsea Hackett lost to Jenna Bishop. So who was the winner of another fight? Am I missing something here? Like, it should be even, right? Donovan Jackson, what's up? He said they always had sketchy matchmaking for their stars. Yeah, they do. I'm missing something here. Dakota should be fighting Bishop. Yeah. Dakota should be fighting Bishop. Tyler Santos then should fight the winner of another fight here. Hold on. I think because it was. Wait a minute. It was an odd number of fights, right? Yeah, it was 5 fights. That's right. It was 5 fights. That's what makes it weird. It was 5 fights. It was 5 fights. Because Samiko and Caitlin Neal aren't there. That's why. That's what messed up. That's what gave an odd number of tournament fights. So it works out where Dakota gets to fight the loser. Everybody else got to fight the winner. But Dakota gets to fight the loser. Not only that, she's the main attraction for the WMA. She's the co-main event fighting the loser, right? How's that look? Tyler Santos, she noticed it. She called it out. I'm just saying. But that sucks. Well, Samiko Inama would have been a good fight for it, right? I mean, it's a tough fighter, I think. But we'll see how this thing goes. I'm, going with Inaba. I'm going with Velasquez. I think I'll go with Laryawani. Going with, I still don't know about Santos and Bishop. That one's interesting. Carmouche, I think Carmouche might beat Watanabe again. Dakota Dechiva and Chelsea Hackett. I think I'll go with Dakota. I know some people feel like she'll probably win, though. We'll see. Paul said they can't have Dakota lose, man. Yeah, hey, I mean, I would love for her to lose. I mean, no, not like that. I mean, I would still like her if she lost. I would still like her if she lost, meaning like, hey, if she took a legit loss, that's fine. You know what I mean? But they know that this is a money thing too, right? Hackett should be fighting Young. Yeah. Should be fighting somebody that lost. But hey, this is all the more motivation for Chelsea Hackett to get in there and do something. Yeah, I know I talked to Bishop. Yeah, she's called it out too. Yeah. I've actually talked to her, and she was kind of thought that junk was weird when she first got her announcement. I'm like, why is Chelsea Hackett fighting when I beat Chelsea Hackett? Simon said Freudian slip. No. I don't want her to lose like that. I mean, if she loses, fine. It's okay. That's the whole thing. Like, I don't want you to lose. I mean, I'd want you to lose against a good opponent versus going through an easy fighter. You know what I mean? Like, there's more to be said from you losing to a good opponent or the winner of a tournament, right? I know Robot. She's Bo Nickel. Yeah. Yes, it is. I see it. She'll take a loss when she gets in the UFC. She'll take her first elbow to the face. Yeah. But we'll see, man. I'm gonna check this tournament out. Of course, I'll be taking care of business, but I'll be looking at it on the side here. Should be some good finishes in here. I don't know about highlight real fights, but I predicted pretty much all of them last time. I mean, they're pretty predictable last time, right? I mean, if you missed any of those fights, I mean, come on, right? Here it's semi-predictable, but they starting to get a little tough, I guess. Like, what do y'all think? Who's y'all's picks in these fights? Who do y'all got against? Who you got? Santos Bishop. Y'all think Conor Watanabe wins the Liz Carmouche fight this time? I don't know. Combo, who's a tougher opponent for Dakota, Liz or Tyler? Ooh, I'm gonna say, I think out of those two, I'm gonna say Liz. I think I'm gonna say Liz right now. I think Liz might be a tougher I think her experience might be some problems. I think. Well, let me think about that first. Hold on. I don't know. I think Tyler. I think Tyler might be problems. Like if Tyler's cardio is good and train, I think Tyler might be a problem. I don't know. Like Liz had some trouble with some strikers. Like even when she fought Valentina, she was a little bit too cautious. Like she was a little too cautious when it was like a counter striker and a power striker. You know. I think Tyler Santos would be strong and taking her down. I think the only thing she would have an issue with is her. See, Liz's striking defense. I don't know how well it would fare against that length and power of Dakota. I think Santos is bigger and stronger. But I think the one thing that might be in question is just her cardio. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Santos. I think Santos might be a bit tougher. I think they both have the capabilities of getting a victory, with their experience, though. Liz's might be it could be a little bit like on the boring side, but it would be a more technical side if she was to fight her. Uh-oh. Hey, what was on my chart? All right, so I think low key Dakota beats Tyler. Could be because of the defense too. I mean, I really wouldn't be surprised. I'd be more disappointed in Tyler, but I wouldn't be like shocked because this is the world of WMMA. Like, I honestly, when I didn't make a pick in Tyler versus Aaron, I pulled my pick out of that one because that very reason. I felt like Tyler might go in there and lose the fight. I felt more confident in Tyler at one point against Aaron, but then I was like, nah, I'm not picking. I don't think it's that easy. I don't know. But I thought, if you were going to ask me about that, you see, I made a pick with Manon and Aaron, but you see, I couldn't with Tyler, Aaron. So that might tell you something. But yeah, I could see Dakota winning that fight. I could. If she wins, I'll give her credit. I'll give her some credit there. World MMA is very crazy like that. I got Ioane, but if she loses to Shannon Young, I mean, she's got to do some major out muscling. You said Tyler usually out muscle her opponents, but Dakota is bigger and has better striking and cardio, but it will be a good fight. Six said Tyler beats Dakota. Can't take too many of them shots, though. I'll tell you that right now, because I do think Dakota, she can sting. She can sting you. So I think it's very important. Tyler's defense is up to par, and she gets that fight to the ground early. Only strikes I like to see her really focus on. Don't headhunt. Go to Dakota's body, and fight a good paced fight on the ground. And ground and pound, like where like against Valentina, like let the ground and pound go. You get her down, get her in that position for ground and pound. Zama said he's got Anaba, Velasquez, Ioane, Santos, Carmouche, and Dakota. Okay. Tyler needs to wrestle Dakota and wear her out. Yeah, she's got to focus on like her body, man. Like you got to rip her to the body and slow her down, and you got to get her down to the ground every round. Like seriously. I mean, Tyler does have some good Muay Thai background, but this girl, she's winning. She's just focused on it every single fight, so it's not really good to just give this girl a chance like that. Alara Ioane should get a finish, in my opinion, but if she goes a distance, I'm gonna be like, come on now. All right, y'all, but I'm about to wrap this thing up. I'm gonna check out this Tough House show. Let's see what we got going on. Let's see who wins tonight. Team Grasso, Team Shevchenko. Valentina pulled through for her fighter this past Tuesday. Well, you know, the fighter pulls through, but you know, she pulled through as far as getting her prepared for that fight, you know. So we'll see. Grasso, will she do her team some justice this Tuesday? We'll see. Check it out. Who looks bigger, Tyler or Dakota? I think Tyler looks physically bigger, but I think Dakota looks longer. Like physically, you know, as far as like muscle wise, Dakota's pretty ripped too, but I think Dakota looks a bit longer because Dakota is 5'8", right, or 5'7". Yeah. Dakota's 5'8". She's taller by 2 inches. Yeah, so Dakota is definitely longer. Yeah, she's definitely longer. I definitely noticed that, but Tyler's a little bit wider, but Dakota's got some size on her, man. Zama says Shev eliminated Grasso's first pick Mexican. Yeah, smart move from Shevchenko, gotta admit. Yeah, she did, man. Yeah, she's taller, longer, yeah, and slim. Oh, Palostri versus Knutson. Paul, I got Knutson. I'm gonna come back on Friday. Thursday or Friday, and I'll give you my picks on those fights. But yeah, Palostri right now, I'm gonna go with Josephine Knutson against Palostri. Man, this fight been taking a while to make, man. I'm ready to see Knutson get back in there. Yeah, I got Knutson by decision. I don't really see her going in there for a finish. It kind of makes people mad that she's not getting finishes, but you know, she's strong. If Dakota beats Tyler, then she should go to the UFC. If she beats her and wins this tournament, yeah. Robot said, are you going live for Invicta? When is that Invicta card? End of the month? We'll see. I got an appointment coming up. We'll see if I'm able to be up for it. Well, I got a dentist appointment that day, so we'll see how everything goes. I think that's the 28th, right? I might have a dentist appointment that day, but I'm going to try to get it scheduled that week, so we'll see. We shall see, y'all. But on that note, I'm about to get up out here, y'all. So just want to say shout out to everybody in the chat once again. I'm going to shut this thing down. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe on your way out. Yeah, that card ain't bad, man. And after that, let me see. After I shut this down, I'm going to go sit down and eat something. I'm going to watch this Tough House, see how everything goes. Here we go. I know Valentina and I think it was Grasso said she was kind of curious. She was kind of hoping there were some women up in there for the fight card. Not fight card, for the Tough House. I think that's what she said. It would have been nice if they did like a half and half. I mean, they did half men's featherweights, half men's middleweights. Maybe they should have did women's featherweights, right? Or women's atomweight. So anyways, yo, hit that like, y'all, and subscribe. Yeah, thanks again to you, Paul, and all y'all. I will catch y'all later. Peace.